So yeah, I guess from a different angle, and I think a lot of you in the room have come from a more government angle. So I was almost on the verge of pulling out of this event because 2 weeks ago, Further was announced, and kind of compromises a little bit what I can say. So if I do say anything vaguely political, try not to write it down in the illustration or tweet about it. I get in trouble. Yeah, fake news, alternative facts, and national statistics. So one of the questions we were asked was how has our relationship changed with facts changed? I don't know, it's a really tricky question to answer because I think in a lot of ways they probably haven't for a large proportion of our population. It's quite an interesting statistic because I'm a geek. 49% of working age adults in England lack level 1 numeracy skills. So if you're having problems interpreting that figure, that's about half of. And I guess you're probably wondering what level 1 numeracy skills are. So I wrote that down. It's people who have trouble calculating simple percentages, converting units of measures. An example they're given is you might not be able to understand their pay slip. So it's quite easy to begin to understand why fact-led content might be difficult for this group. We've talked a lot about it, and you've probably read a lot about fake news. I won't go into much detail about that, but it's quite interesting context for us to understand what works. I think a lot of what Robert was saying is we can learn from it really. So yeah, quite often they can be emotionally led. They can be articles that are confirming the biases that you have, that you can connect with. Quite often they can be tapping into fears that people have around certain subjects that often may be drummed up by the media. So things like immigration or unemployment are those talking points. I can't question though whether this is new. There has always been opinion-led journalism, emotionally led journalism. I think now there's just more of it, which can be a problem in itself. And it spreads quicker and more easily than it ever did before through social networks. You compare social networks and how you can kind of share articles at the click of a button versus going to a newsagent and picking up a paper. Very different kind of experience. So how do we engage that audience with facts? It's a question that our team has been really pondering. Tricky, really tricky. I don't know if anybody saw this article around January time. It was a long read in the Guardian, and it was saying how statistics lost their power and why we should fear what comes next. And a lot of discussion was around Brexit, the US elections, etc. Quite depressing read. I think it was quite tricky to get up that day and go to work. When you hear quotes like the ability of statistics to accurately represent the world is declining. Okay. We're going to work. That's fine. But it was kind of fascinating because the more I read it, the more it was kind of critiquing statistics, and it kind of gave you, I said, showed some of the weaknesses of statistics, and then I think there's some stuff you can learn from that. So remember what were some of the main points in that? There were that people tend to engage more with qualitative data, stories of individuals, stories of case studies, pictures of diverse communities perhaps. On the flip side, they were kind of saying stuff we kind of all know, I think, that people can view qualitative information with skepticism, particularly if they can't relate their own experiences to that data. In particular, it kind of criticised some of our statistics we have in ONS, so things like GDP and migration, very nationally focused statistics that perhaps individual people can't always connect with. Another quote, again, don't tweet this because I'm probably should be sharing this as a government official. But yeah, you're talking society as a whole, seeking to govern economy as a whole. Politicians and technocrats and users have lost touch with how it feels to be a particular system in particular. Again, I'm actually not sure it's a criticism of the people who are using that data, but rather the statistics themselves. I try to put myself in the shoes of somebody who was living in an area of high unemployment or deprivation, and how are you likely to feel about an increasing level of GDP? It's that contrast between those national figures, even though they're kind of going up, perhaps going in the right direction, but maybe your personal experience with things that can be influenced by where they've measured, you just don't see it. So kind of those weaknesses, I think, kind of helps us as fact makers, as data creators, maybe understand where we can maybe focus our attention when we begin to kind of try and connect with this audience. So I think there's some pointers there. So maybe use qualitative data alongside quantitative data. Some of the things we're talking about, drilling down to those kind of one-person scenarios, seeing what a person in your data set might look like. Use quantitative data that people can relate to. Is there any way that we can personalise the statistics for a particular group? So I'll just take you through an example of a project that I worked on towards the end of last year. It was looking at unpaid work. So it's unpaid work, it's kind of stuff you do around the house. Cleaning, childcare, cooking, washing, transport, looking after others. That's those kind of categories that aren't paid for. It's quite interesting that the Guardian article, they were kind of saying, well, GDP it measures stuff that we monetize in the economy, but there's this kind of big sector that we just do as a kind of a matter of fact. It's kind of either routine or we choose to do it. So how about what are those people feeling like? The people that stay at home and look after their children, people that stay at home and look after their family, what are those types of people, how do they connect with those kind of big GDP measures? It's a big thing that we probably don't value enough. So this is a piece on our visual.ons.gov.uk blog. Have a look. This piece, title of the piece there was hopefully something kind of fairly engaging, kind of that headline, that hook, essentially women shoulder the burden of unpaid work. Kind of goes into a lot of detail that was in that data set. What are people spending their time on? Number of hours that they're spending on different activities, and how that kind of breaks down by various characteristics. So maybe quite a routine type of analysis, but what we really tried to do was kind of personalise the experience for somebody. So we had a little calculator. Realising this thing because I think that one. Can't really see that very good. But yeah, does somebody want to work out what the value of their unpaid care is? Anyone brave enough to tell me what they spend or housework, how many hours they spend on housework? Anyone want to volunteer? Come on, someone wants to. No, everyone's really embarrassed. Sorry?
I'm going to say I spend 4 hours. How often? What's the reference period?
It's a week.
Okay. 2 hours?
Housework. Childcare?
None.
No childcare? I've just got newborn twins, I'm a little bit tired. That's why. Cooking?
6 hours?
Just judging here. Laundry?
Yeah, 2 hours?
2 hours. Transport, so that's like transport of yourself or others.
0.
Adult care, so washing, exercising, assisting, escorting others.
You're making me look bad, so I don't want to. Probably about 5 hours on that.
Again, like just and hopefully it's kind of a bit fun, but you can kind of begin to place yourself in the data by kind of coming up with this graph. You can look at how you compare the other analysis in the piece and compare yourself. You can find out that you should have been paid around £7,800 for the year for what you do. So part of it was kind of valuing kind of people's well-paid work. It was also kind of getting people to think about, well, there's this kind of huge sector of the economy which is being unpaid for. So you were saying like you get a cleaner in, but these are opportunities here to maybe convert some of this work to paid work and grow the economy. It's another way of looking at it. Yeah, that was just one example of many. Have a look at the visual. There's lots of ways that we can personalise data or try to put people within the data that we have. Of course, like putting it on a government website, I mean, how many people are going to kind of come to that site? I'm sure there are estimate. How many have heard of it before, like spoke? You follow me on Twitter. Maybe a few other people do. But yeah, and part of this is kind of, if we're kind of really going to sort of genuinely connect with that kind of 50% of people who can't engage with that, so we need to make our work kind of get out there wider than just the four walls of our website. So whenever we put anything out on that site, we have news releases, we email particular people in various journalism units and say, we've got this interesting analysis, we've got this embeddable calculator that you can take and put on your own site and get traction that way. So you can see it was part of anything from the Evening Standard, The Guardian, Financial Times, even made the front page of the paper version of the Guardian of the Financial Times, which was great.
Now, do you know the value of your household chores? The ONS, which is the group that compiles official statistics for the government, has put a value on all of that work that we do at home for the first time. They've created an online calculator. So let's make a guess about a typical parent and what their work is worth. Well, I'm going to put in the housework first of all. So say it's 5 hours per week, 20 hours then of childcare, probably more than that for many people if you count in the weekends. Cooking, say 10 hours, 3 hours of washing and ironing, and our imaginary parent also drives their children to school. So we'll put that down potentially as 5 hours per week. To keep things simple, let's say they don't volunteer or look after any adults. So what we have put into the calculator totals £504.46 per week.
And it's quite important that we made Way to TV, which was great. Yeah, so again, reaching kind of hundreds of thousands of readers and people, which is our aim. So yeah. So I think there are lots of different ways that you can kind of begin to connect with our audience, but personalisation is definitely something we've been really focusing on in our team. Helping understand what the data means for them, or maybe what a new policy might mean to somebody. Not always possible, because some of the statistics don't go into that level of detail. So, where possible, make it relatable as possible, using case studies, or like if I went back to revisit that article, I think that's one thing to do that, begin to add it in, maybe some profiles of how typical stay-at-home mum, what they might do versus, I don't know, a working dad, something like that. So yeah.
Great, thanks very much.